guys, welcome to another episode of Shapiro Says. Today we're going to be talking about some big news. So I kind of want to start off with that. Obviously, in yesterday's news, Trump rejected that $600 Congress bill, wants $2,000 going out now. And honestly, the markets held up pretty well after that. Some people maybe think that could be a scare because it's not going to get passed, and honestly, who knows? But we're going to get into that more. Kind of show you what the markets are doing based off that news. But Nancy Pelosi, is in agreement with Trump on that. So we'll see how that plays out. It's going to be definitely interesting to see what happens over the next few months. But on top of that, we also have obviously California passing that new wealth tax bill. It's going to increase everyone that's making over 30 million increase their taxes by about 4%. So obviously the wealthy are not going to like that, which just is more reason for people to move out of California. And as you can see, Elon Musk is doing it. I believe the president of Oracle has done it too. But yeah, and there's a good reason for that. There's no, it's just the taxes. Taxes are crazy. Taxes are too high. Yes, California is probably one of the most beautiful states to live in, if not the most in the U.S., but, comes at a cost. So it's all about your preference and what you want in life, but that's just my 2 cents on that. I wanted to obviously stick to talking about the market, so let's get into it. So what I was talking about earlier, obviously, is let's take a look at the Russell 2000 first. The IWM, this is going to show you the small, obviously all small cap business in America, a really good indicator for how well small businesses are doing in America. And as you can see, it gapped up today. So obviously not scared of the Trump news with the rejection of the stimulus bill to get a better one going. So markets weren't scared about that, which is good. However, if we go ahead and we take a look at the dollar this morning, let's go ahead and zoom that in. Dollar had another pretty nice sell off, and just look at this just bearish move just pretty much since March. I mean, you see in March it shoots up and then just slowly decline all the way down to 90 now. So, the dollar's going to keep moving down, I think, and it's not necessarily the best when you pump stimulus in everyone's, in everyone's bank accounts, but, it's good. It's good while, for the people that need it, but in the long run, it's definitely going to hurt the economy. And that's why cryptocurrency, gold, silver, you need to be in that. Anyways, let's look at some of the other ones today. Let's see, we got the SPY today. Not too much. I had a really good day and I put in a high on the 21st, but today not really. It's just kind of doing its thing. Nice little sideways action. This is always a good thing, seeing this. If you see it, how it gapped up, right, or not gapped up, excuse me, but it had a nice little move up here on November 10th, and it's slowly just consolidating. It's getting ready for another move higher as well. Let's take a look at the semiconductors when this loads. Alrighty, go ahead and zoom in that. And see for the semiconductors, just not really too much going on here. Just another move, but still, not a bad move, right? I mean, it's obviously in the red, but still consolidating. You want to see this consolidation pattern before we make moves higher in the market, so that's good. And let's take a look at IGV as well. Okay, so IVG. This represents a lot of the tech companies, software companies. And, selling off a little bit, but, had a nice move and actually put in a high today. So obviously that's, some people consider this a topping tail. We'll see how this plays out. But let's take a look at a lot of the market movers lower and higher today. We're going to start with lower because who doesn't like bad news first? Again, I don't really consider this bad or good news. It's just kind of what it is. And actually, when the market moves lower like this is usually great buying opportunities. This means that you want to buy things when they're on sale when you're trading, right? So obviously when the market's moving lower, In this sense, it's good. Now, I wouldn't buy this. Obviously, this is way too high off the 20 moving average, so I'm not going to buy that. And as you know, a reminder, the 20 moving average is really key into any stock. It always pulls back. Now, necessarily, we don't know when, but since this hasn't even touched it in however many months, it's definitely due to pull back. If you look at a weekly chart as well, you can't even see it right there because there's not enough data. But yeah, so you definitely want to wait for that. Okay, let's take a look at AI. Yeah, C3 AI, again, there's not enough really data to kind of look at this chart well. But yeah, again, this is a nice little sell-off right there. Fubo caught a nice bid this week. And now had a nice little sell-off right there. Still in the green, but I mean, this thing needs to come back down. I will never be a buyer of that stock up here. And if you are, I pray for you. Moderna is catching a nice little bid too. Obviously, you got a lot of the vaccine news. This stock just went crazy this year. But still, too high off the lows. As you can see, all the moving averages are parallel right now, right here. And as the stock starts to decline, you see all these moving averages start to curl and turn. And soon we'll see. They might not be parallel anymore. They'll look something like this. And this is where things get interesting because that's no longer a strong trend when they're all bunched up like that as well. Okay, let's take a look at BNTX, and we're just going to stick to the daily chart right now. I mean, we can go weekly, but let's just stick to the daily chart for now. There is some good support right here. I'd probably want this stock a little bit lower, right where it broke out. That's usually a good buy level. Let's go ahead and actually just put in a little alert. So I'm going to go ahead and create this alert right here, and I'll explain this in a second as well. So our computer's screaming right now a little bit. Let me go ahead and create that at or below 90.47. The reason why you want to take this potentially because you had a nice little gap up right here. That's huge support, and then you also have a nice little run from the 90 level all the way up here. Now, obviously, if you see 90s is a whole round number, that's always a big indicator for good level of chart support. And then you have over here too as well, where the stock BNTX put in a high in July 22nd. Notice how I'm not saying anything about the actual stock news. I really don't care. This is really just all about chart and trend analysis. That's how people make a living doing it this way. Now, the only thing you really need to care about is the earnings report and when that comes out, because a lot of times you want to trade after the earning report comes out. If you do it before, the stock can go which way it feels, no matter how good the chart level is. So you want to always watch when those reports are coming out if you're going to take a position. Now we're going to go ahead and over here and talk about NVAX as well. See if we can find any good levels for this one. Okay, let's see. Go ahead and back out of here a little bit. So this had a nice little pop today, but it did open a lot lower. It's definitely shooting up now. So that's definitely a good sign. More to see on Novavax as well, but stocks definitely building up some support right here in this level. It likes this 111 level. It broke out over here, back here. This could have even been a potential buying opportunity. Who knows? I don't really like this level that much, but as you can see, the moving averages are starting to trend back upwards. You always want the 20 moving average on top, so that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. We got CureVac, just another quick little gap down. Now I do want to talk about a play that I took this morning. I am sorry I couldn't get the video fast enough for you guys, but I will go ahead and do that on the next one. I took this dish play. I believe I talked about it in my first video a couple days ago. Oh man, I should have waited to sell that. See, sometimes it's never a bad thing to take profits though. So as I said in my last video, right? This is where I bought it. I bought it at about 29, 28.95 area. And the reason is because it built a nice little base right here on November 6th through 10, right? Nice huge body bars. That's a good base, solid base. And then it's back up from its October low. So if you look at this is September. You go into October. October just had a nice decrease and put in a low there. And it built a base right here, right out of October. So this is definitely good support. And then you're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and back out of that again even more. You're going to go all the way over here. You'll see back in May, on May 22nd, it gapped up. And then back on March 9th, it gapped down. So typically when you see this, all across the board, the industries are going to support this level. And what do you know? Look at the level today. I bought right here. I sold out about 29.85-ish. And this was an options play, right? So I bought a couple contracts, had a strike of about $30 because I knew this was only going to be a day trade. And look what the stock did, just right up nicely. And that's the best thing you can do, make a decent amount of money in the shortest amount of time. That's really what it means to obviously swing trade and day trade stocks. So obviously if you're a lot more long-term style, long-term holder, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I still hold stocks long-term as well. But if you're obviously looking to do this full-time and you are working and you are trading full-time, this is a great play, great support level. And yeah, you definitely want to look into that. So let's go ahead and keep on moving. I'll make sure to post these plays, but let's keep moving. So we got obviously things that are moving higher. Magna International caught a huge bid. Now these are all stocks I'm not going to obviously buy right away, but it's just good to keep them on the radar to see what they're doing, see kind of like maybe what went in the news about them. I don't really know, why this stock gapped up, I'll be honest. But I had a nice move, and as you can see right here, this is always the best thing is when you see a stock gap up, you'll notice the move that it took to get there. So right here, right, put in a pivot low. It's going to go ahead and consolidate upwards and shoot up. And then all it does since November 9th for the whole entire month and through December, all it does is put in a sideways base. Boom, 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 boom. Then you see this huge bar right here. Even though you wouldn't have got the best profit if you gotten right here, this would be a huge indicator that it wants to move up, right? Because you got the whole sideways base, shoots up, and then boom. That would have been a nice little gain right there. All right, let's do a couple more. ENPH, Enphase Energy. Looks like this stock went ahead and sold off, but it definitely gapped up this morning. I will not be a buyer of the stock at that level, but again, you can see all the moving averages, they're parallel. That is a good sign. And then we got Solar Edge Technologies, excuse me, SEDG. Another gap up. Now a lot of people are trading the stock, as you can see, buying and selling it up here. Volume is pretty decent this morning. It's about 300K, but it could be more. I think obviously you want to be more in the millions to be to make a good trade, and that's kind of where you want to be. But obviously the markets will tell you something different. So let's look at a couple more. Let's go ahead and go with JD. I used to trade this stock. JD.com. Here we are. So as you can see, I wanted it way back down at this level. Never got there, but it's just good to keep the levels in there. I don't think the stock is going to get here for who knows, couple months, couple years. There's always new levels to be found, but obviously you want to keep those levels in there just in case it ever does get down there, because it's still going to be a good one. And in the next couple of years, we'll see kind of how things play out. But this stock had a nice little gap up from about 83 to 85.53. So that's definitely good to see. What else do we got here as well? We got CLNE. And this stock is just making a straight up run for it. Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. Wow. Look at this move. Boom. Imagine owning that stock at about $4. Imagine owning it at $3. So, hey, huge win for this stock. Don't want to be a buyer up here, but we'll keep it on the radar. And I'm going to go backwards actually, because I do want to talk about two more stocks really quick. These ones gapped lower today. We're going to go ahead and look at Airbnb. Obviously this just IPO'd. I do not like touching this stock because this is everyone's golden child where they just want to kind of be a part of this. But, I really do not like the stock. And, there's obviously good reasons why, because everyone's trading this on Robinhood. I don't agree with that. But still, you want to take a look at it. You want to see kind of how things play out, and as you can see, it definitely had a nice sell-off here. But we'll kind of see how this plays out in the next couple of weeks or so. Another one like this, which I actually used to own, is Nikola, and I actually got in. I want to say I'm kind of forgetting right now. I actually got in around this area about July. Lost some money, but stayed in it, and then it gapped up right here. I think I sold about at 44, and this was an options play. So, this is the classic case of everyone wants to buy till it just reaches the sky. I mean, this thing literally went from, IPO'd at what, $10. Everyone bought it up to $93. What's the stock going to do? It's just going to sell off. This is just crazy. I mean, it's not worth this much money yet. They haven't put that much time into the company yet. Even it's not a Tesla. They're not Elon Musk. So as you can see, it's going to be what it's worth. It's all the way back down to 15. I will not be a buyer of this stock at all whatsoever. But this is just a classic example of people hear about something, a concept that's amazing, a hydrogen energy truck and car company, and they just want to get in it, right? And I mean, hey, if you got in right here and it shot up and you made some money, that's awesome. But when stock goes parabolic like this, you don't want to be a buyer. And as you can see, all it's been doing is trending downwards. So that's really kind of it for today. I'll tell you guys some other things that I'm looking out for as well. Let's talk about a little bit about gold and silver. For gold and silver, I really want gold, or at least GDX gold miners at 31.50. This is a great level. I don't know if it'll get down here, but this is where I want to be a buyer of it. I know I can make some good money if it does get down to this level, because this is where it broke out. And there's a lot of chart support right here. Let's take a look at a weekly chart as well. The weekly chart's always going to back up that daily chart, as you can see right here. Even right here, like if you go all the way back, right? All the way back here, back in, what is this, 09. This is where it made a huge move upwards, gapped lower right here, right here in August. This is going to be August of, 2016. As you can see right here, this is huge chart support, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in right there. And this is where it broke out right here back in June. So you're going to want to be a buyer right here. Trust me on that. But we'll see if it even gets down there. Who knows? Gold could make its huge run at any time now. I don't know why I have these markers in here still, but silver is another good one to look at. I haven't really found the level that I want for it yet, but we will see. Had a nice little bid this past couple week, gapped up here. This is definitely something you want to watch out for, because once it gets past this $27-30 area, it's off to the moon. So keep that on the radar. But yep, guys, thanks for another episode. I'll keep you in tune with any plays that I have going on. All this information is for free. Obviously, I'm not responsible for any losses. And the people that really taught me it all were InTheMoneyStocks.com. Go ahead and go over there, pay for a membership. It's worth it, I'm telling you. But yes, these are my plays, and I'm going to keep giving them out. So tune in, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the charts, and have a great Wednesday.